Hi everyone, Charles from the Food People here. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. Back today for the 5th episode in our 12-part series, looking at the longer-term shifts in food and drink as a result of COVID-19 through the lens of our annual trends framework. In the previous episode, we discussed about health and wellness megatrend Renew Me through the COVID lens. In this episode, we look at how consumers are reframing their proactive, longer-term health and wellness destiny in the megatrend Don't Damage Me, which is the other half of optimizing self, again through the COVID-19 lens, where health is very much the new wealth. And we'll start with personal hygiene. And as all parts of the food industry, we're definitely no strangers to strict hygiene and safety standards. However, with the focus previously on allergens, food expiry dates, cross-contamination, HACCP and so on, which is all still very important today, not surprisingly, consumers are currently most concerned about the prospective spread of coronavirus and the food industry. And in both retail and the restaurant sectors, we must reassure them that their food is safe. The chain of hygiene is extremely important, and consumers want to know that this is still unbroken and that their food has not been exposed to COVID-19 at any point between farm and table. In recent guidance, the WHO stated it's imperative for the food industry to reinforce personal hygiene measures to provide refresher training on food hygiene principles to eliminate or reduce the risk of food services and food packaging materials becoming contaminated with the virus. So we expect hygiene to move from an invisible given to a visible asset, to provide reassurance to clientele in a world where contact-free is also comfort. We expect a new generation of COVID-safe, brand-aligned workwear, as well as a range of symbols, marks, programs, and nudges around hygiene and in-store etiquette. Also expect greater levels of automation, including no-touch opening of chillers and freezers, as well as doors, of course. Perhaps even hand washing in the retail or restaurant space to make it easier to hand wash without visiting the bathroom. Also within Don't Damage Me, we've got one that we've called the vegan halo. And the Vegan Society recently conducted a survey that suggested that 1 in 5 in the UK have actually cut down on meat consumption during lockdown. And there could be a number of possible reasons for this, as well as the obvious. A couple of those being cost. Meat is often more expensive than vegetables, although some plant-based alternatives are more expensive. And also a lack of choice. Meat was quick to sell out, which left consumers looking for alternatives and ways of cooking creative with vegetables and plants. As the threat of recession looms and financial pressures on households increase, accessible plant-based and vegan foods will become key, with vegetables as well as meat alternatives having equal focus. And of course, there is the deep-rooted ethical standpoint. The vegan halo will only grow stronger in a post-pandemic era where concern around animal welfare and planetary health is heightened, as eating vegan is already perceived to be more compassionate plus an environmentally friendly choice. A new halo is emerging for vegan and plant-based eating, and that's the hygiene halo, as attention turns to zoonotic diseases and the possibility that COVID may have jumped species from animals to humans. Plant-based and vegan food that has had no animal contact adds a new halo of hygiene to its list of attributes. Whilst vegan is the halo headline here, what's driving this is consumers' desire to reduce meat consumption through flexitarianism or a mostly plant-based diet. COVID-19 has just made this lifestyle more relevant than ever. Then we've got body matters. Health studies show that worldwide obesity has nearly tripled since 1975. This is an astounding statistic, not least because raised BMI is considered a major risk factor for illnesses such as heart disease, stroke, diabetes, musculoskeletal disorders and some cancers. As we're now faced with a new health crisis, some scientists are researching into obesity-related conditions and whether they can impact on the immune system and worsen the effects of COVID-19. Consumers are concerned about their physical and mental well-being now more than ever before. One of the more dominant concerns is weight management, and even before pandemic, diets such as keto were increasing in popularity, and we were seeing a growth in the portfolio of products such as high protein ready meals, low carb snacks, sugar-free ice cream. However, today's consumers are not just wanting to be strong or skinny, they want to support a healthy immune system as well as eating well, keeping fit and exercising with a wellness is a way of life mantra. Remember that overall, despite the comfort eating and baking, we're more focused on our well-being, and many have tried new fitness and wellness practices during lockdown. So in many cases, we're fitter and eating better than pre-pandemic. There's an opportunity for retailers, brands, and the out-of-home sector to continually support consumers to make the positive choice post-pandemic with unique products and experiences that deliver for a heightened health-aware consumer that is also hot on safety as well as hygiene. Then we have less is more, and there's no doubt that there was a huge rise in the popularity of low and no alcohol drinking. It was one of the biggest trends within the food and drink industry in 2019, and even before that. Countless non-alcoholic spirits, low ABV wines, spirit-free cocktails, and other propositions hit supermarket shelves and bar menus across the globe. In particular, there was a huge rise in the innovation in the low and no ABV beer sector, which has shown lots of growth potential. However, the world then turned on its head. Liquor shops were deemed as essential services, and newspapers reported a run on alcohol. Experts wondered whether the low and no alcohol trend was on the way out, but as consumers are increasingly concerned about their physical and mental health, not everyone will take comfort in alcohol. Actually, moderation for many people will be the path to making it through lockdown in one piece. Less alcohol, less sugar, less calories. Less is more is the mantra when staying fighting fit. In this episode, we've highlighted the shifts that are likely to persist during and post-pandemic through the lens of don't damage me. In a world where health is the new wealth, we expect to see hygiene move from being invisible to visible and seen as a key pillar of wellness. We expect the continued shift into animal protein reduction as plant-based discovers a new hygiene no animal halo. There will also be opportunity in supporting consumers with positively reducing their BMI as the links between the ability to fight COVID-19 and obesity become more apparent. By considering these shifts and how you as a business, brand, startup or entrepreneur pivot and adapt in consideration of them will mean that you're well positioned to succeed as we emerge into the next normal in food and drink. In episode 6, we'll be looking at the pleasure principle megatrend wondrous nature through the lens of the COVID-19 pandemic and the longer term shifts that we expect to see manifest. So join our community for the details of episode 6 and all the latest food and drink trends. Foresight, visit thefoodpeople.co.uk. Complete your details at the footer of the page. Stay safe and keep well, and we'll see you in episode 6. Thanks for listening.